Coming up here on the Philadelphia Eagles Now slate, the Eagles hire a rising star to the front office. Saquon Barkley takes down Patrick Mahomes again for the second time this calendar year. Did the Eagles get bad news looking ahead to the 2025 schedule? And Eagles first-round pick Jihaad Campbell, who they moved up for in April's NFL draft, signed his contract. Let's start off here. So Matt Zenitz tweeted this out, that the Philadelphia Eagles are expected to hire LSU Director of Player Personnel Preston Tiffany, sources tell CBS Sports. Before LSU, Tiffany, who has been one of the rising stars in the college personnel world, was the Director of Player Personnel at Ole Miss. I know a lot of you are probably looking at that tweet right there, the photo, and you're saying, is he 18 years old? Who the heck is Preston Tiffany? I'm going to help you out here. Got his bachelor's degree in economics and finance after attending South Carolina. Smart dude. He got his MBA from Ole Miss. And then he's been the director of player personnel with both Ole Miss and LSU. Two of the best programs in college football. Two programs who were always loaded with a lot of excellent players. And Preston Tiffany helped to bring those players in to those respective programs. A look at his resume here. 2018 to 2020, South Carolina undergraduate recruiting and player personnel assistant. In 2020 and 2021, Ole Miss graduate recruiting and player personnel assistant. And then in 2021-2022, he became the Ole Miss recruiting and personnel assistant. The following 2 years, Ole Miss coordinator of personnel. In 2023-2024, Ole Miss director of player personnel, and then he held that same job with LSU. Here's what LSU's website said about Preston Tiffany. He played a key role in acquiring talent that produced the best season in Ole Miss history in 2023, as the Rebels won a program record 11 games, defeated Penn State in the Peach Bowl, and finished the year ranked number 9 in the nation. And LSU always has multiple players who are drafted every single draft class. And this is a move that is required. This is a necessity. The Eagles have lost multiple front office executives this offseason. It's really important for Howie Roseman to reload the front office and restock that pipeline. Multiple members of the scouting department and the front office have departed the Philadelphia Eagles for better jobs elsewhere across the National Football League. This is what happens when you have as much success as the Eagles have had. When you win 2 Super Bowls since 2017, you're the model organization of the sport right now. Teams will poach your coaches, your front office executives, some of your members of your scouting department, and your players. And so that's what has happened to the Eagles. Howie Roseman did bring back Joe Douglas, who used to be his right-hand man before he became the general manager of the Jets, and now he hires a rising star. Topic number 2 here. Saquon Barkley beats Patrick Mahomes again. The first time that Saquon took down Mahomes in New Orleans in the Super Bowl back in February. And the NFLPA announcing this week that Saquon Barkley finished number 1 in the year-end player sales list. He is the first running back to do this since Ezekiel Elliott in 2017. Zeke then was arguably the best running back in football. He topped that list. And given the year that Saquon Barkley had and how marketable he is for the booming brand that is the Philadelphia Eagles, now it's Saquon Barkley. This includes officially licensed player products. And the timeline scales from March 1 of 2024, so that would have been right before Saquon signed with the Eagles in free agency, through the end of February. So Saquon went on to have an incredible year, and then he capped it off with a Super Bowl victory over Patrick Mahomes. So Saquon was number 1, Patrick Mahomes was number 2, Jalen Hurts number 3 in these player sales. And in 2024, what a magical campaign for Saquon. 345 carries, more than 2,000 yards, 5.8 yards per carry. He averaged 125.3 rushing yards per game, and he had 15 total touchdowns. He was the glue of that Eagles offense, the MVP of the Eagles offense, electric, dynamic, and he made so many incredible plays all throughout the year. And that number 26 Eagles jersey, it was flying off the shelves, according to the NFLPA. And Saquon Barkley, also marketable, as I mentioned. Yeah, that's why he's on the cover of Madden 26. He also pulled off one of the most memorable plays of last year with that hurdle over the Jacksonville Jaguars defender. Prayer circle that the Madden curse does not hit him and he stays healthy for 2025. This week during Eagles mandatory minicamp, Saquon said, I want to play for a long time. I'm not retiring anytime soon. I want to play this great game as long as my body holds up. And Saquon said this, quote, I feel like I'm just entering my prime. And I know that he suffered a lot of injuries with the New York Giants. He was still a pretty durable player. But, yeah, he had those injuries. But him missing some time with New York, did that save some mileage on the tires for him to continue to show up, show out, and ball out with Philadelphia? Next up, is this bad news on the way for the Eagles going into the 2025 season? So I saw Ross Tucker post this, friend of the show, on his X page. And this is a clip from the Ross Tucker podcast from Fezzik Sports. And he is a gambling aficionado, is Steve Fezzik. And obviously, when you're into gambling and handicapping to the level of Steve Fezzik, you're always looking for an edge. You're always looking for data that can help you win bets. And as part of that, you look at team histories, especially on the injury front, because that can impact win-loss totals, because trends are important in the betting landscape. And Steve Fezzik said this, Baltimore, Atlanta, Minnesota, and Philly were the 4 healthiest teams in the NFL last year. He added that there has been a major move in the marketplace recently with a lot of money coming in from sharp bettors, that's expert bettors, on the under 11.5 wins for the Philadelphia Eagles. That is what their over-under for wins right now is. It is 11.5. Ross Tucker quote tweeted that. And he said, major money fading the Eagles is interesting for what it's worth. They went from being one of the most injured teams, 2016 through 2019, to one of the healthiest teams in 2021 through 2024. And I think that's a really good point by Ross Tucker. Now, that Eagles previous regime, they were injured a ton, but that was an old medical staff. Now the new training staff has led to the Eagles being one of the healthier teams in the National Football League over the last few years. Since Nick Sirianni has come to Philadelphia, the Eagles have had health on their side. Obviously, it's the NFL. Sometimes you can't change that, but last year, the Eagles had 21 of 22 starters from week 1 start in the Super Bowl. The only player missing was Nakobe Dean. Back when they made it to the Super Bowl in 2022, every starter from week 1 started in that Super Bowl. So I do believe that this medical staff is working magic right now with strength and conditioning, with rehab, helping these players come off injuries, and avoiding injuries as well. And really, I think the Eagles, given how talented they are, how young they are, how they have their core pieces under contract for the next few years, they can go on a dynastic run. The only thing that will keep them from accomplishing that is if the injury bug bites them. We round out with this. Tom Pelissero reporting this news on Wednesday that the Eagles agreed to terms with the number 31 overall pick in Jihaad Campbell. It is a 4-year deal for the rookie, almost $15 million in fully guaranteed money with the 5th-year option. Only 4 of 32 first-round picks are unsigned as mini camps wrap up. Only a matter of time before this deal got done. Campbell is coming off a shoulder injury, but I love the pick, the value of it, the player. The Eagles looked at him as a top 10 player in this class. They got him at 31. He's coming off that labrum surgery. The good news is during mandatory minicamp, for the first time, he was wearing a helmet and he was doing some light drills. Not partaking in 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s, but at least on the field, and that's a good sign as we look ahead to training camp. Now that the offseason activities are over, OTAs, minicamp prior to all of that, rookie minicamp, the next time that the Eagles will be on the field, starting their preparations for 2025, will be July 22nd when training camp gets underway. do a real one roll call. If you enjoyed today's show, give me a real one. Thanks as always for watching, and don't forget to hit that sub button.